Well, hello, my friends. It's Shawn Petite, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Look at this fun all in one place. Here are the supplies that we'll be using for today's project and the stencils that we'll be using. So I've got two collage packs that I'm using for backgrounds and foreground. One is new and one has been in the shop for a little bit, but both of those are going to be on sale this week, so you can get those and play with them. And then I printed two of the pages out on tissue paper. So I'm starting my project on a 12 by 12 MDF board, and I'm going to put all of my papers down with my Liquitex fluid matte medium, getting a good coat top and bottom and getting those all down. And I love how they peek through and the texture that they provide. So I'm using my Moroccan mandala, and that'll kind of be the focal point. And so I wanted these two kind of typeface, kind of graphic things, letters in there as well. I really wanted it to be kind of graphic and a little bohemian, and part of that graphic and the design is for the Build Your Dreams. That represents the plans and the things that we do to build our dreams. And I'm just pushing all of those papers back with a little bit of Lucas beige paint. Didn't want to get too heavy with it because I still wanted everything to show through, and it does. This is the rainbow stencil, and I'm just playing now and having fun, and I'm using all the colors of the rainbow. I'm also using the new golden So Flat paints. I have a video that I did this last week, kind of an overview of those and how much I am loving them. And I'm just kind of getting some pattern down and really just playing. This is the Vintage Duo stencil, Vintage Pattern Duo stencil. It's either one or two, I'm not sure. And then this is also Vintage Duo stencil. Loving these two stencils so much, love the pattern. And I've got some Nova color blue out there, and I'm back to the golden So Flat. The colors, the fun colors of the golden So Flat are just amazing. I'm putting some paint down now, and I'm going to do some reverse stenciling. I've just kind of been in this mood, and this violet and this deep violet color has just been inspiring me lately, so I'm just going with it. But that teal and kind of that pinky rose color, and those are, and then the violet is So Flat. This orange is a Lucas acrylic paint, and I'm just going to continue to layer up this background with just some fun stenciling, just playing in all the colors and just kind of having fun. All of the supplies will be listed on the blog, and the link to the blog will be down below in the YouTube description box. So now I've got some papers down, and I'm just going to spray this real heavily with my Liquitex acrylic paint. I've got some tissue paper out here, and I'm going to stamp it. And I love how this turned out. It's exactly what I wanted. The only thing is I had a little crease in my tissue paper that kind of left a line, but I'm still okay. I wanted it to be imperfect. but look at how gorgeous that is. And then I've got this scrap paper now that I can play with and tear apart and use for more collage fodder. So I let that dry, and I'm just going to put that image down with my fluid matte medium. Working from the inside out as I work with tissue paper, it's always a safe bet so that you don't tear it. Now I wanted to add some flowers, and I wasn't exactly sure what I wanted, and I'm glad I did it this way because I changed my mind. This is the Daisy 2 stencil, and I'm going to stencil out a variety of sizes. And then I thought I was going to want to put a couple other flowers in there, either magenta or kind of a deep red rose color. I ended up not using these because once I got them down, that white was so awesome against all that color that I decided to just go with the white daisies. I did kind of lighten up behind where I was putting the flowers just to kind of give it a little bit of contrast. Not a ton, just enough. And then I wanted to just kind of push all that fun color back. Not too much though. I was just loving it. And it was perfect because it had that kind of bohemian feel. And yet I still had a lot of that architectural elements showing through from the background. And then I'm going to add to that. Just kind of pushing that back with a little bit of gesso on my palette knife. And so here are those images from the architectural elements that I printed on tissue paper, and I have got them strategically because I kind of laid out the flowers beforehand, and I want them to peek out and kind of be part of that arrangement of the flowers. So now that I've got all of my architectural elements down, I'm going to put my daisies down. The white was perfect contrast against all of that color. And I'm using matte gel to put my flowers down so that I don't get any additional wrinkling because I've got a lot going on already. And now that I've got all the flowers down, I just cut out some circles. And I'm using the front side and the back side of the circles. Some are white, some are the printed papers, or just like random book pages. And I printed out my words on a piece of paper, and I wasn't sure of the size, so I did a whole bunch. Highlighting the center of the daisies with just a little bit of that So-Flat, golden So-Flat in that bright green, so pretty. And then I'm just going to start shading all of my flowers and everything, the Moroccan element, all of it, just to really kind of bring it out away from the background, make it stand out and give it some definition. So again, all of the supplies will be listed on the blog, and the link to the blog is down below in the YouTube description box. And this is I'm using my General's charcoal pencil for shading. I hope you stick around for the conversation at the end. It's a good one about building your dreams, and what it inspired me was a conversation with my kids this week. And so I hope you stick around for that conversation. And I felt like it needed just a little bit more, the flowers needed a little bit more separation from the background. And I didn't want to do white because the flowers were white. So I grabbed my favorite color in soft pastel and decided to try it. And even if I didn't like it, I could just wipe it right up. That's what I love about pastels, but I loved it. It was just enough. And I could add just a tiny bit and not take away from all of the other wonderfulness that was happening on the piece. All right, my friends, that is about it. I'm going to just do a few more touches of shading with my charcoal pencil and my soft pastel. Then I'll shade around the edges of my piece. And that is it. Super fun, super easy. And I love how it looks, this kind of bohemian feel with a little bit of structure and that kind of graphic element. Love it, love it. If you enjoyed today's project, I hope you like and share and subscribe and all those wonderful things, and stick around for the conversation at the end. And I will see you next week. Well, hello loves, and happy Sunday to you. Is this not happiness just all right here? All the goodness, all the color, there's so many things that I just had so much fun. This was so enjoyable. So there are 2 collage packs that I showed you at the beginning. One is brand new. This is the architectural elements. This is the new one. And then the other one is the grungy elements, I think. Yeah, grungy elements. I used a couple of those. Those 2 collage packs will be on sale this week. And then I used 2 older stencils. I used a bunch of the new ones in the shop. The 2 older stencils, the daisy and the mandala, Moroccan. I should know this. But these 2 will be on sale this week. And yeah, so that is about it for this stuff. I went over everything throughout the video. I love these architectural elements though, so much fun. And then I used all the colors, which just always makes me happy. Just real quick inspiration for this piece, and it says build your dreams. And so the inspiration is I was talking to my sons, 2 of my sons who, well, I talk to my sons every day, but 2 of them live in Seattle, and they It has been a heck of a year, and I say heck, I say that because I'm being nice, but for them, as entrepreneurs, any entrepreneur knows what this last year has been as far as shifting, excuse me, shifting and changing to meet the times that we're in. Well, my sons, this would have been their second year in business. They owned a coffee shop, great coffee shop, and great food, and just kind of a passion for both of them. Well, they ended up having to close their doors because of COVID. They just couldn't make it. They tried everything, and I mean everything. And I watched them shift and change and pivot over and over and over to try and make it work. And they finally shut the doors, and now they're dreaming new dreams. And I was journaling it out after talking with them about because they were talking about what's the next thing for them, and they haven't given up on their dreams after all of that. And I mean, you guys, putting a business together in and of itself is unbelievable, and then running it and then trying to run it through COVID is just anyway. So even after they've closed their doors, and yes, there were tears and there were sad times, and there was a moment of recuperation and all the things that happen with a setback, with the plans not going according to what you thought. And after I talked to them and I started writing out, and I usually will write out like a prayer, like thank you, Lord, for whatever. And I was just happened to be writing, thank you for letting them continue to build their dreams, for them to not feel like I'm done, I can't do anymore. And part of that is them, and part of that is divine, and part of that is mama love. But I thought, it's so true for not just my sons, it's true for all of us. Sometimes the dreams that we have dreamed don't go according to plan. In fact, most times, that's just how life is. But I pray for you, for my kids, for myself, that when that happens, that we don't give up on our dreams, that we continue to build the dream. It might look different. It might be something completely different, or maybe just a small version of different. It's going to take a lot of work and sweat and tears and things like that. But don't give up on your dream, whatever that is. And this doesn't have to just do with business. This could be your dream of being in the best shape of your life, or your dream of buying a new car, or your dream of what you fill in the blank, whatever it is. Don't give up on your dream. Have a setback, yes. Take a pause, yes. Have some tears, yes. Redo your plan and pivot, yes. And then pivot again, yes. That's how business works. But don't give up on the dream. That's who you are. That's your passion. Don't give up on it. And that's all I have for you today. Don't give up on your dream, whatever it is. I mean, I have a lot of plans, and a lot of those plans this last year kind of just sat on the back burner. And for obvious reasons. And but that didn't mean I gave up on them. That just meant there was a pause. And then when the time is right, and maybe it's now, and maybe it's another couple of months, whatever that looks like for you, or for your situation or your circumstances. Sometimes your dreams are postponed for a long period of time. And I say that because I was mama, and I could not take the venture while I had 3 young kids to be a full-time artist. And I needed a health insurance. I needed those things to provide for my children. And so I worked a job. I worked a lot of different jobs. And sometimes I worked 3 and 4 jobs to support my family.
And sometimes that's what we have to do, and that's the season. But the dream never left me. I would write about it every night in secret, you know, after I was exhausted from working or whatever. The dream still is there. Don't give up on it. And be sure to do something for your dream to feed that. Even if you know right now is not the time, do something for that. Journal it out. Make a plan. Put a workout program together. Whatever it is. Don't give up on your dream. It's so, so important to your soul to continue to work for that thing that you so, so want. All right, my loves, that is all I have for you today. I hope your Sunday is amazing and restful, and I hope you're dreaming about all the things that you want to do and that you put a plan together and you take action one step at a time. And know, once you do that, your season is coming. All right, my loves, have a wonderful Sunday, and always, always know that you are loved.